I'm just gonna play my edited video. I edit my videos now, especially with this one. Had a couple come down, and they pretty much took their clothes off right in front of my camera, so I had to blur the thing out. I didn't realize my mic's not on. I didn't realize if you don't put the USB back in the right place, it won't work when you're streaming. So, well, I learnt that anyway. It's weird because like you can, if you ever look at the skipping rope, you can see the skipping rope do the full rotations, but that's not the actual speed of it. Look at my missing tooth there. Looks like it got punched out, but I pulled that out. I tied a little string around it when I was picking kiwi fruit because it was annoying me. It was just wiggling there. It wouldn't fall out, so I tied a string around it and then just went like that and pulled it out, and it came out. The whole root and all came out. Look at how big my stomach is. This was pretty hard. It was harder than yesterday, and I did 15 minutes yesterday. I think I only must have did about 8 minutes. Looks like the dubstep. See, like you can see the whole skipping rope go around. It's moving way faster than that. It's almost like it's slow motion. This is downtown on the little jetty there. It's not a bad little spot. Oh yeah, my beard smells alright now. Oh, turn the stove on. I want to show off my clothes that I made. I made this. I just sewed 2 strips together. Hare Krishna styles. It's nice and airy. It's sort of like wearing a lava, but like a modern day, like it's more covered. Feels like a bit more privacy, but still airy. You don't get hot on them. I like it. I was gonna make me up a t-shirt too, but I didn't order enough material. I'm not gonna order anymore, I think, because it's a little bit too expensive. I'll probably try to do this every day. Skip. As long as I do skipping. So to symbolize cutting the nipple off and pulling everything out. Might let it heal up for a bit and then do some more. I'll see what it looks like. See how it scars. I used to be really good on this thing. Like it felt like I was floating when I was doing it before. I feel real heavy now when I'm jumping around. I think someone said something. A girl over there said something. Might be a clone. Look at I can see my abs underneath that flubber. They look weird. They look deformatized. How long has it been going for? We're up to 8 minutes now. I can just see the top part of my abs, which is weird because that means something from the inside is pushing and creating the bulge. Because fat usually builds up on top of the abs, you shouldn't be able to see them until you get your weight, cut your weight down. But something on the inside is pushing them out. Right at the top in the midsection. It should be like, well, the bottom part is obviously flabby. Like, look at how it hangs over the shorts. And the bum is poking out a bit. My bum used to poke out like that before too when I was overweight in Australia. But I could never skip like this, and I was way younger then. I was 10 years younger and I could never skip like this. I'm tired. That's why I'm looking at the clock. That's how you know when you're tired. You start looking at the clock. It was actually nice looking out at the water while you're skipping. It's a little bit better than skipping down in the car park. Some ladies said something, I don't know what they said. I just waved out. Probably said, my god, you're a fat bastard. But my legs are still skinny, which is a good sign. It means I can still lift them up and kick you in the face. I think that was the end of it. Yep, 11 minutes. I must have did it 10 minutes. I'm happy with that. I'll do a minimum of 10 minutes. That's good enough. 15 minutes is good. 10 minutes is good enough. Fuck, that gap in my tooth is massive. I had to pull the bastard out. It was annoying me every time I ate.
Alright, so that's the end of my no shirt, no shame, bouncing flubber skipping video, downtown edition. I'm gonna go straight in for a swim once I get my breath back. Have a look at the view here.
Look at my... Hold on a second. Let's have a look at this gap. Have a look at the gap in the teeth there. Hold on, can I enlarge it? No, I can't.
Rikuna, got you back, I got you back. Rikuna, I got you back.
No, this is my new
No, please. Rikuna,
training music,
Rikuna,
work music.
Please, please, look at what they did to us kids. No, please. Please. No, please.
It's me, I'm going in.
Rikuna, got you back, got you back. Rikuna, I got you back. No, please, no, please. Rikuna, Rikuna, no, please. Rikuna, Rikuna, got you back, I got you back.
Look, it's getting cold at night time.
Rikuna, Rikuna, I got you back. No, 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 please, please, no, 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 please, please.
Yeah, I'll just end it there. That's pretty much the end of that video.
Rikuna, please, no, 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 no,
I
please.
just sunbathed for a bit.
What they did to his kids? No.
I just when some people come.
Got you back.
They're getting
I
changed
got
there.
you back.
Had to blow them out.
Rikuna, I got you back. No, no, please. No, no, please. I got one. Scared, please. Scared. No, no. You back. Shirt, no shame. Bouncing flubber. Skipping video. Swim. Sunbathe. Downtown. Signing out. Rikuna. Rikuna.
That's the end of that video. It's good that I learned how to edit videos. Which one was it? I think it was where did I put that recording? Oh, let me see if it's uploaded.
But yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately, at the minute.
That's all right.
Hey, things
Nice.
might change soon, I don't know.
Thank you.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
Let me see if I can find it. It should be here somewhere. One of these bloody folders. I gotta tidy this up. Oh yeah, someone opened my door and I was like, "Ooh, you bastard!" But then I thought, oh, it might have been someone called me today. This is it anyway. You could know. I think it's the building manager. I think they might have wanted to come in to fix this smoke alarm. I don't have a smoke alarm in here. I've got some well, I've got ingredients for an explosive here. I just need some, is it potassium, phosphorus, and sugar? Is that what they use? Something like that, eh? I know sugar's an accelerant. That phosphorus, I'm pretty sure that's the stuff. And you mix it with, I probably shouldn't talk about it online. I think it was a New Zealander that discovered it. He had some of it in his pocket and got a bit of fertilizer on him. caught on fire. A farmer was a farmer. That's how you create a bomb. Fertilizer bomb, they call it. Something like that. I think it's like potassium phosphorus. It's those white things. Those white, I think it's those white crystal things. I'm pretty sure I could make a bomb if I wanted to. I always wanted to test out bombs, like take them out and test them and blow stuff up. I used to make little mini bombs out of bungers. Little mini grenades. I used to chuck them inside a glass bottle and throw them up in the air. And they were all and just spread glass everywhere. I used to put it inside people's brick walls that they had. And there's a little space in there. I'd slide it, light the wick and slide it, push it in, and it'll blow the bricks apart. I made a little rifle. I bought some sinkers and blocked up an end of a trolley pole and sticky taped the sinkers to the top of the bunger, and then I had a little stick to stoke it in like a musket. And me, Machu, and I think some of Seth, his mates, that when they were real young when I first got to Australia. I bought all these bungers and we went down to the park and I was showing them how to make a musket. And I pushed it into this, light the wick and then quickly pushed it in and then set it on. I rammed it into this brick first so it could hold it upright, and we set it there and shot at the fence. And it was making a rifle sound. It was like a mustard, like when the smoke was coming out the front of it, and it'll hit the fence like pew, pew, all the bullets would hit the fence. I put about three sinkers on the tip of the bunger. Fuck, that was funny, those bungers. I used to go around blowing up people's I've seen it on TV, blowing up people's letter boxes and throwing it at cars while they were passing. I mean, we threw it at one car, and it was an undercover cop car, and I got chased, and I took off sprinted through this park, jumped over the back of this fence, and I got up, and I was like dusting I fell into this bark, and I was dusting, and there was these trees there, but it was quiet in the backyard, and then I dusted all the bark off me, and then I looked up, and there were these two Filipino chicks there, and they were like, "Oh, what?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck, the cops are chasing me. Is it alright if I just hang out here for a bit?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, come inside, we'll give you some clothes to wear." And they took me inside and gave me this mean ass bloody and one jersey. I had it for ages, this and one basketball team. And then once the cops had gone from outside, that was me. I was back outside there in my new shirt. And Machu and them turned up. And they see me come out of the house. Fuck, that was funny. That's my little explosive. I wanted to make some explosives. I tried all little different experiments with those bungers. Petrol. I even tried some when I was way younger than that with polystyrene and petrol. That's how I knew about polystyrene and petrol. It makes napalm. But those other explosives, I'm pretty sure it's potassium or phosphorus, one of them. And then you use used like sugar or some shit like that. Sugar's like an accelerant. Pretty sure it's potassium and sugar you can put together as an accelerant. And it makes a mean as. Hold on, let me find this recording. Should be here some. Oh, this is it. Fake interview. Let's fast forward it.
Well, not with us. Do you have it on your phone?
No, I don't have
So
it.
how have you've got that makes sense?
Yeah.
So they will have, you are Hydrotech.
So this was about a job. It was supposed to be about a job, but I think I wasn't really, because it was it sounded a bit dodgy. So I wasn't really banking on the job, and I definitely wasn't going to sign anything that looked dodgy either. And more than likely, I'd alter any type of contract that I sign these days. I make it very, very clear, and alter the contract, because that's the best thing to do. If it doesn't suit, just write on it, cross out anything that you don't like, write on it, and then if you both agree to that contract, then it's binding. But if one of you doesn't agree, then because most of the contracts, they don't have full terms and disclosure, and in order for it to be a lawful contract, it needs to be you need full terms and disclosure, along with the original copy signed by all parties, and those are the main things for it to be a lawful contract. But a lot of the contracts you sign today are a little bit dodgy. Especially employment ones are pretty straightforward. There's only certain things that should be on an employment contract. It shouldn't be anything secret or round and round in circles sort of thing. Your start times, your wages, your penalties, that's about it. Those are the main things that should be on their company policy. Well, this is how it went anyway. It wasn't an interview. It was like I was supposed to sign up. It's like a recruitment agency, but they just manage your wages. That's what they reckon.
Grab a seat. Okay. Nice to meet you.
You too?
So, what we're going to do today is get you the
She asked for my my COVID, but I could tell that they already knew I didn't have a COVID.
paperwork for Hydrotech. So we're going to be wage managing you for them. And I'll tell you what, pretty much it's us paying your wages because you get...
Same as a recruitment agent?
Yep,
Or-
well,
See how she emphasized the word wage management? It's a little bit weird, don't you think? Like she put a lot of emphasis into wage management. But I'm not working anyway, and I haven't been getting any wages from anyone, so, and I'm obviously not starting with them through this company. I don't know, you might call me back later on, but I doubt it. And I probably not really gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna go off with the benefit, because it's just enough. It's not enough, but it's just enough to get what I need. And I pretty much got work anyway. Like I got work every day, and I can go to work whenever I want. I can go as long as I spend like 3-4 hours. I'll go down soon, probably 3-4 hours doing some work. There's not really much to do at the moment until I get some more fiberglass resin to finish off the fiberglass, and I'll start using my timbers. I've got some real nice timbers, so that was the main thing that I was happy about going out there. I wasn't really banking on getting the job, but This is how it went anyway.
Well, it's a normal recruitment agency type of thing, but you are going to be purely working just for them, if that makes sense. So they've found you, they can't take you on board themselves. So it's not like we're going to have you out in all these different companies to work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they will have you Monday to Friday. So what we need to do is, firstly, I need to just cite your vaccine pass. Do you have that on your phone?
No, I don't have
So
vaccine.
how have you've got no vaccine?
No.
Oh, you're not vaccinated?
No.
Oh, you're with...
You're not vaccinated. Oh, no, I'm not making fun of it. It just sounds like, you know what I mean? Like it's just sounds a little bit what do they call it? Not staged. Rehearsed.
You can't work at Hydrotech without being vaccinated?
As far as I know, because I asked them on the interview, they said,
See how they say vaccinated? How they increase the when high pitched on vaccinated is because they've most likely rehearsed it. That's why they emphasize on certain words, wage management, vaccinated, and I'll pick them out every one we come across. I like doing this sort of stuff. It makes me feel like an investigator a little bit.
I don't need to be vaccinated.
Oh no, you need to be double vaxxed. Let me ring, just a moment. Let me ring.
That was like the first question I asked.
Yeah. Okay. That's very strange. I'm just going to get my headset so I can't. That is... Okay, so are you willing to be vaccinated or is it... Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what Lipper was saying when, from October, every time they were trying to make me shut up, and then every time I would talk, they'd be like, right, and then I'd hear my son going, no, please, no, please. She goes away to make a phone call to Solomon, apparently. But she never put it on speaker, which was a little bit strange. It was like a secret conversation.
It's recliner, isn't it? Yeah, got the right person, that's cool. Very surprised that they said that to you. Hold please. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I know the feeling. I've got Ricona here, because we were going to start all the paperwork. And I wanted to go and scan his vaccine pass. He's not vaccinated. And I said to him, but did you let Hydrotech know that? And apparently
Oh,
he had. So, and he's not willing to get his vaccinations either. Yeah. So I just explained to him that, look, you do need to be vaccinated. Unfortunately, yeah, I know. So I'll go through all of that with him, and we can talk later. Okay. Cheers, Solomon. Lovely. Bye.
Okay.
So I'm so sorry, but policy is, and I should have let you know. So I'm sorry for wasting
Oh, that's okay.
time. But yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately, at the minute.
That's all right.
Hey, things
No worries.
might change soon. I don't know.
Thank you.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
so that was the end of that. I don't know if they thought that I was going to be upset about that, or I couldn't get off my mind was the timber that I had just found. As you can see, there's only one main thing on my mind at the moment, and that's finishing my boat. And I found some real nice timbers, man. I was like, fuck. And the job would have just helped me finish off my boat. That was it. Any type of job would just help me finish off my boat a little bit. Or actually, it wouldn't help me finish it off quicker. It'll just give me some nicer things to put on it. I still have it set to complete in the same amount of time, but I'll just have nicer stuff to put on it. Close that. I don't need that anymore. I might get rid of some of these videos. I've already uploaded all these videos. I'll get rid of them. They've been edited. I'll leave that there till I might get rid of some. Is this? Oh, that's that one. Okay, I'll get rid of these ones. I don't know if I needed them, but they're gone now. I'll get rid of these. Fake interview, get rid of these. Why are program folders there? Oh, not this bastard. I'll be emptying that out and cleaning that up. Must be this BattleNet. Clear some of these out. That's the one I deleted, so I'll keep that there. I'll delete some of these. I don't need them. I could probably get rid of those ones too. That doesn't need to be there. I feel like getting some more another SSD. I should have just got a real big one. I might actually order one online. I knew that once I get heaps of games I won't play them anymore. That's usually what happens. I get heaps of games and now I don't want to play them. These are all the games I got. I just can't be bothered. I want to just finish my boat. I'd probably play them on my boat. I'll chuck these in programs. I'll chuck those in documents. I'll chuck those in documents. This one can go back to what's up on downloads. Make a new folder, a screenshot. might do some more drawings on my boat. I've got to do a side view. I might just go out during the day, will be better. Instead of looking around in the dark. Just wheel around with my trolley. Move that from there. Remove that. Is there any on this one? Yes, there is. Don't really need that there. Apps. Check all these apps in the app folder. Don't need that. Check that in the app folder.
you on board themselves. So it's not like with
Alright, fix that up. I think I've got nothing else to talk about now. Might end that video and go muck around downstairs for a bit. I could epoxy my timbers. Not epoxy. Polyester then. Apparently it's not good, but same, they said epoxy, it wasn't good to put over epoxy as well. It worked perfectly fine if you ask me. It gave it a nice like a real hard rock, thick type feeling. I probably put too much of the hardener in there. I might go get, I need to get me a measuring syringe so I can put the right amount in. Don't want to overmix it with this shit. I'll get the epoxy, I'll layer the bottom, I'll fix up, do all the patches, re-fiberglass the what do you call it, the bloody rods that I put in. Well, not re-fiberglass, fiberglass them. All the way around, so from rod to rod, and from the bottom of the boat right around the rod on the other side, so it's like a full support. If I need to lift it up for any reason, which I doubt it, but if I do, then I can lift it up, like lift it up from the deck, which is not that it's not even that heavy anyway. I can lift it with one hand, each polystyrene, so it doesn't really need to be strong, but I want it to be strong, so mainly because the timbers that are going down, so the posts, I might even have to put in another rod. I don't know, but I may have to put in another rod. I won't know until I put the beams up. But I was thinking that where I've got the rods bolted now, holding the posts, and then the ones that bolted through the beams should make it nice and sturdy. I'll probably have to bolt it all the way through, I'm thinking, so it pulls the those posts need to be reasonably strong, because you don't want it to flare out or flare in, so a lot of the weight's going to be sitting on the post as well, especially if you're getting like waves from the side. I wouldn't want them to be too. I might even chuck some angle timbers in there too, just to add extra support for getting hit from the side. Should be able to do it the same way. Do it the same way as the house. It might be overkill, but it's better to be more prepared than not prepared. It's better overkill, especially out on the water. And I'd only need to do it on the inside because, well, the one on that side will protect this side and the one on the other side will protect this side, so I'll just have two angles, I think, on each post on the inside. Just like probably like a 40 by 20, if there's a 40 by 20. That should be big enough. Or I could even use some aluminium. If I could find some cheap aluminium around, I'd use aluminium, but leftover timber will do. The only things I'd have to buy is the beams. because I got to get them in the full lengths. It's not going to be the nicest looking boat, raft, but I'm hoping the main things I want from my boat is it's hard to sink, very strong, so it's very strong, hard to capsize, so it's reasonably wide. It's almost 5 meters wide by 6 meters long, and the mast is only going to be 6 meters high, and there are only two front sails. Only one sail is only going to reach that height, and that's the front sail. So I'm not going to get much pull from the top to tip it over, and plus it's just it's like really wide. The other one is it'll be easy to customize, and I can assemble it on the beach. That's probably the most important thing, is that I can assemble it on the beach in under a day. So long as I have everything there, like all my materials, I should be able to do it in under a day. Get there early in the morning, like just before the sun comes up maybe, or when the sun comes up. Assemble it, so assemble the first part, chuck the beams on, connect the front and the back polystyrenes together, then connect the two sides together, one post at a time, one truss at a time. There's only 6 going in there. Well, that's quite a lot, I think, 6. If you look at the boats now, they don't go all the way to the front with the trusses, but I'll be going all the way to the front. They usually come back like at least a meter from the front. They don't go all the way to the front, and then I'm planning to extend it so I get a bigger front sail on the front, extend it out by another 1.2 or 1 meter, and then I've got a bigger sail on the front. And the truss will start all the way from the back, and then it'll go all the way to the front, so 6 of them. And then I'll chuck on 4 plywood that the 2 cabins will be bolted through the plywood into the trusses, and probably through the beams as well. And that will be pretty much it, done. The rest will be assembled on the so once the plywood's on, the rest will be assembled on the water. All up with the 6 with the 4 beams, the 6 trusses, the polystyrene, it wouldn't be more than couple of hundred kilos, maybe 100, 200 kilos at max, I reckon. The plywood each would be about 20 kgs each. The trusses will only be about 10, 12 kgs each. There's 6 of them, that's 60. Actually the plywood wouldn't be, there'd be like 15, so that's another 60, 120. The beams would probably be about maybe 15 each again. I'm overestimating it, so that's another 60, so we're at 180. And then the polystyrenes, they're only around about 7 kilos each, 14, 28, that's, what did I say, 180, 208. So I could easily drag that, but if I can't, I'm just going to build it. As long as I got 1 truss on the front, 1 on the back, it will stand upright. So I don't really need to put them all in. As long as I got 1 on the back, 1 on the front, it will stand upright, and the two will be stuck together, and I could just drag it onto the water and then just chuck the rest of the trusses on. The 4 remaining, the plywood on top of that. Seems pretty easy to me. and then the cabin straight on that. I'm hoping to be able to build most of the cabin here. So I'll just build the framing and then I can just screw it all together. Most of it will be just the shell, the outside bit, and then the inside bit I'll do as I have time, because I don't think I'll get everything ready, but I will have a shelter and the outside bit, and then I'll tidy up the inside later, which is not that much. It's just putting up some MDF sheets, putting in the electrical properly, and then putting the solar panels up, and then building all the bits and pieces like decks and not decks, like benches and shelving and shit like that. It's not going to be like flash shelving like my grandfather makes. It's just going to be shelving that works, something that'll hold stuff on there, and it won't fall off the shelf during rough weather. And then hopefully I have my motors by then. I'm just gonna have to stick with what batteries I have now, which is I got 2 sets, 2 12-volt batteries, lithium. One's 100 amp an hour lithium battery, these blue ones, and the little ones are, I think they're like 20,000, I think it amounts to 20 amps an hour. They're pretty strong anyway. It'll be enough to run a little fridge, a little like chili bin fridge. Those 12-volt battery ones. They're pretty good. They freeze stuff, which is pretty much all I want. So I can have some frozen stuff. And that's about it. Yeah, so that'll be pretty easy. The hardest part is just doing this fiberglass thing. I'll probably make those, I'll put like extra fiberglass around the rods. Once I get a nice seal like right around where I'm putting the rods through, I'll probably do some extra epoxy around the rods to make them real strong, because it's gonna have to hold a lot of pressure, mainly coming from the outside. I don't think we're gonna be doing that, because if I have anything to do with it, I'll be going straight up and over them, not side on, like how I see a lot of these other. I know they got no choice at all, but I wouldn't be doing that. I would be at least going over on an angle. I don't care how long it takes me to get somewhere, I'll be going over the smoothest way possible, and that's usually straight ahead. You don't want to be side on to waves, I know that much. Especially not when the wind's pushing it side on. You don't want to be side on as well. That's just asking to get tipped over. I'll do the fins here. I should be able to do them soon. I'll do the rudders. I'll try to work out. I still haven't thought of a design for the rudder. I want those slide-in rudders where I can slide them in and slide them out. And I wanted to, and I'll probably epoxy the everything to do that's close to the water. I'm planning to epoxy it up just so it lasts a bit longer, that's all. I don't know how I'm going to protect the rod going through the fiberglass through the timber and bolting it from rusting without having to. I guess I could epoxy. Oh yeah, I could do that because I only need the outer bit, the outer thread. I don't need the inside thread, so I could epoxy it. Yeah, that'll save it heaps. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I would like to get a job, maybe just like a part-time, couple of days a week, get some extra income would be nice. Like some sweeping some floors, something easy, no brainer job would be nice. Don't have to think, just listen to music, just sweep the floor, clean, whatever. I'm sort of glad I got that other resin to put on the bottom because it sits pretty thick. Unlike this fiberglass one, it sits real thin. Maybe I got the wrong fiberglass. That's like real thin as. But this other polyester one, it sits real thick. Like it's almost 5 mil thick. This one that I did last night, a little tester. That's what I would want on the bottom half. Even the bottom 1/3 of the bottom would be good. Like 1/3 down. That'd be more than enough. I mean, I could bump into stuff without having to worry about a chip taken out of it. Although it's not too much of a worry because I can patch it up. And it's good too because I could just, like, if the chip comes out, I could just chuck like a plastic bottle in there, sticky tape it up, and then epoxy over it. But the good thing about it is, even if it chips away, like even if I do get a hole in the bottom of the fiberglass, the fiberglass is just extra protection. The polystyrene itself will float by itself, but it should last longer. And I know polystyrene gets a little bit soft when it's in the water, and it attracts that slimy shit, the polystyrene. It should be good, I reckon. Like, it should move pretty. I'm just hoping I move like fast under the wind. I'm hoping for fast, but I'll be just happy to move. I'll be happy to move just a little bit. If it moves faster than I can paddle on the kayak, I'm happy. So I'll have to go with just one motor. Doesn't matter, one motor will do it. I got an idea. I can go one motor, use an inverter, and then get because the motor can go up to 48 volts. I think can take 48 volts, and then get some sort of use an inverter to cut the volts, and then grab some type of another converter. So use the converter to take it up to 240 volts, from 12 volts to 240 volts, and then use another converter. I don't know if this is proper way to do it, but in my mind it seems to work, to drop it back down to 48 volts, and then that will increase the horsepower, and then lower the amount of amps that are used as well, I think. And then I can get like maximum horsepower, so almost another 65%, I think, by doing that, if it works, which I'm pretty sure it will work, because as far as I know, DC won't work with AC, but AC should work with DC, because it just means that AC can go both, can flow both directions, and DC only flows in one direction. So DC can't work with AC without an inverter, but AC should be able to work with DC. So if the motor is DC, which I'm thinking it is DC, it should still work with alternating current. But I'll have to read up some more about it. But I don't know if I can do that, convert it from DC to AC, just so I can convert it back down to a 48 volt. I don't know if I can actually do that, because the only other way I can get 48 volts is buying another 12 more batteries, and that's about $1,500, and I just don't got that money. But what I could series my panels up to 36 volts, or actually it'll be way over 36, because each panel is 18 volts, so two panels will take that up to 36 volts, plus another 18, 30, 46, 54 volts. Oh yeah, the solar panels could take it up, but it's not going to push out enough amps. But this battery should push out enough amps through the inverter up to 240 volts, and then I'll get another converter to convert it back down, or it might not be a converter. I think it's just like a like one of those battery, like how you put how you plug your power, like your phone charger in. The phone charger takes the power from the plug from 220 down to 5 volts. So that's pretty much all I need, is something to take it down to 60 volts, or whatever the max is that the motor can handle, which I'm pretty sure is 60 or 48 volts. And then I should be away. That'll give me, I think it's around about 1600 or 1800 watts of power, and that should push me along at least 10 kilometers an hour, which is good. And if it's only drawing like 30 or 40, I'm hoping for 30 amps an hour, that's alright too, because my solar panels should charge up around about 20 amps an hour, so I'm only really drawing 10 amps an hour. I don't know if that's how it works, because the mathematics it's hard to, the formulas are just hard for me to comprehend when it comes to solar power and electricity. I need to see it on the diagram in order to understand it, or else I just don't have the picture in my head. It's just like a big question mark. Alright, I'm gonna go downstairs and do another video. Oh, I don't really have anything to do. I'm waiting on the epoxy. I'll cut those timbers up. Yeah, I'll cut those timbers up. That's me signing out.